All right, guys, we're gonna check out Screen X. Is the theater running right? Is the movie going right now? Oh shoot, my bad. All right, guys, so we're inside Screen X here, Lancaster 22. You can see there's a projector there. There's one. There's another one over there. There's one there. And then there's one right there. So the whole screen, or the whole wall is the screen. So all that is the screen. So I saw it for a few minutes when I came in a little earlier. Looks pretty cool. I was told that there's a YouTuber that does a lot of promotions and stuff. He's going to be out here on Friday or whatever, checking it out. So, looks pretty nice. And they also upgraded the sound system in here too.
Movie Geeks.
So can't wait to check it out. Obviously, I can't record while the movie's going on, but I talked to the general manager here who's worked here since the place has opened up. And he said that they have a way to find out if people are recording in the theater, and they can know what showtime, what theater, what auditorium somebody was pinpointing and recording. So if I was recording and they uploaded it, you can tell.
Inside when they arrive and watch for signs of identity.
But anyway, we're going to enjoy the experience for Avatar: Way of Water. Unfortunately, they don't have any commercials or any previews before the theater or before the show goes on. So that kind of sucks. So the only thing we have is the actual show going on. So thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys later. Okay, so Angelica and I, we just got back in from watching Avatar: Way of the Water. We actually saw it a couple of days ago. We saw it on the Screen X theater. Kind of a unique system. It was a little different for both of us. We typically see major releases like this at IMAX theaters, but we wanted to try out the new Screen X theaters that they do have at Cinemark. And based upon the videos that I've seen in the past, I thought it was a little bit more surround in terms of having spacing, but what they do is they fill up the side screens or the side walls with panels. But in essence, just trying to keep this video spoiler free, but we did like the movie, but we do have some concerns about it. And so as you guys know, this is the second version or the second video release or second movie release from James Cameron. I believe the first Avatar was released back in 2009, and it captivated everybody, the special effects, the animations, everything. And I remember at the time I saw that in IMAX too. I think it was maybe the second or third week that I saw the movie. Blew me away. Loved the storyline. I wasn't sure if it was based off of some novel or if it was just a complete adaptation, but I believe it was something just entirely new as far as how I'm understanding it. But nonetheless, the movie was visually impressive as far as what we can see. I am planning on seeing this in IMAX, but in most parts, the movie was fluid. It had great acting, had a great storyline. The only thing I had really concerns about was that it was kind of slow. It felt like it had dead spots, kind of like in the middle of the movie. I mean, again, this is a 3-hour movie. There are no spoilers or end credit scenes, so you guys don't have to worry about that. But it takes the story of Jake's character, Jake Sully, as well as Natiti, and then, of course, his family. They are being tracked by some resurrected Marine soldiers who, some of them were in the first one, and now they are embodying avatars. And so they are on the hunt from Jake Sully. I'm not going to try to spoil the entire plot line for you. And so he decides to move his family away to protect them and keep them away from the previous military soldiers that are now embodied in avatar bodies. They're looking for him because they're trying to move people to this planet, inhabit it, and so they see him as a threat, him and his people. And so to protect his family, he seeks out refuge through the water people, which is the majority of this movie. And that's pretty much the synopsis of the story. You know, his family gets captured, that kind of thing, and he has to go rescue him and try to keep his family safe. And so while his kids are growing up, which is mostly who the story is about, they're learning how to navigate and understand the ways of life of the water. And so, again, this movie was kind of slow towards the middle parts. It was entertaining. It was interesting, though, but it was a little slower than what we were previously used to. There's hardly any humans in this movie because before you had Jake Sully kind of going back and forth in and out of the Avatar body. So he's completely, I forgot, what is it? I forgot the race of the people, but he's completely in his Avatar body, and he has kids who are a half breed mix. And then, of course, you also have Spider, who is one of the kids that was left behind because they can't. I'm not going to ruin the movie for anybody, but you do have a good storyline in terms of all the action sequences. Is very visually impressive. So if you guys are planning on seeing this movie in a regular theater, I don't think it'll do you justice. This type of movie is meant to be seen in IMAX or 3D. You got to really enjoy it that way. But we saw it in Screen X, and primarily my takeaway from Screen X was I thought the movie would be a little clearer. The side screens and stuff, they were there, but it wasn't as clear as the main screen. I don't know if it was a little foggy or out of focus, but the quality of the main thing, I thought maybe it would be like IMAX a little bit more as far as maybe the clarity, or at least as clear as the regular main screen that's in front of you. But the side screens, they were a little bit out of focus. I don't know if that's an adjustment or something that they need to make, but you could tell that they're using a different surface to project the side screens on. Wasn't too big of a an issue, but you could tell that the quality was a little different. But it is nice being able to sit back as far in the theater, and then it kind of it gives you your whole synopsis. Is a 270 degree frame, but it's really cool on how it is surround around you. Now, one of the things I would suggest is I would probably sit maybe 7 or 8 seats back, so that way you could kind of look all around you and it's really panoramic for you and captivates you a little bit better. Sitting in the back of the theater, you could kind of see everything, but because the screen, in my opinion, it was a little bit blurry. In my opinion, it maybe would have done its justice if we sat maybe a D box or maybe a couple of seats behind the D box. But overall, as far as I know, this particular theater that we did go through did update the sound system in there, which is pretty good. But in order for me to really fully enjoy this movie, I really want to give it a comparison to how it really looks in IMAX, because again, this is a visually impressive or captivated type movie. Now, another thing we definitely want to say is that this is good for families, kids of all ages. We love the special effects. The Screen X doesn't present or give any type of 3D atmosphere, so they don't have that available. It's all panoramic view. But I wish I could show you guys more from the theater. In fact, when I talked to the manager, he said that they had just got the sound working the way that it needed to be. So that was really cool to see. But maybe they'll have some improvements for this in the meantime. But one of the other concerns that I do have is that I don't know if this movie is going to surpass or reach the numbers that it needs to. I've taken a look at many of the theaters within our local area and also some of the surrounding areas. None of the shows are sold out. I've seen a few of the IMAX shows for this weekend. Some of them are close to being sold out. But for a Thursday and a Friday release, you would think that all the theaters would be full. You would think that Screen X would be full. In fact, I think there's probably 30 people in our theater. And before our showtime, there was about 6 people in that theater. And that was around the 3 o'clock showing. But, the areas that we like to go, the shows are always sold out. I've looked at some of the regular movie theaters on Fandango, Cinemark, AMC. None of the shows are sold out in Southern California. So that should be a huge concern. And again, I don't know if you guys have realized it or not, but a lot of the prices for Cinemark and also theaters after COVID, they've dropped. In fact, I remember IMAX used to be maybe $25 to $30. Those aren't even the prices anymore, maybe 15, maybe 12. And these are regular prices. And then, of course, they're a lot lower if you are going to a matinee. So, again, I know there are some concerns that maybe the audience has kind of moved away from Avatar a little bit, but I am concerned that they may not be able to do the numbers that they think they need to do. The quality is there, but the prices of tickets have gone down, even for IMAX, even for 3D. The ScreenX tickets, they weren't too pricey at all. I remember back in 2011 or 2012, I went to see I can't remember what movie. I think it was I saw an IMAX theater at Burbank 16, and for about 4 or 5 people, it was about $100. So you figure for the same tickets, roughly, now you could get tickets for about $40 for about 4 people, and so just on that premise alone, because it's after COVID, I just don't see them hitting those numbers. Again, this movie is predicated for movies for theaters like D Box, ScreenX, which is brand new to a lot of places, IMAX and 3D. That would help with the numbers and overall productivity, of performance, for the video, or it's actually for the movie. But in essence, I think they are going to be in an uphill battle. I do know that the numbers right now have them at somewhere around 70 million for the first couple of days, which is pretty good. And that also includes the China market. But I just don't see it. I mean, I know Avatar, James Cameron, they have the quality there, but based upon theater attendance and what you guys can see in the video, this was just a few minutes before the video was about to start, and I had 30 people there on a Thursday, and something like this would be full. IMAX, I was there. IMAX tickets were still available, and I'm talking about good seats. I'm not talking about, seats right down on the front row where everybody doesn't want to get them, but some of the basic theater seats too. Some of the movie theaters, they've pulled out seats due to COVID. They've upgraded some of their seats to make room, so they've cut down on tickets. So that's drastically going to affect their numbers. That's probably why a lot of other movies really haven't done too well, like even Black Adam. They've underperformed because the performance is there, but a lot of these theaters, they've dropped their prices, and I know it's affecting the performance for their numbers. But all in all, just wanted to give you guys my 2 cents of the movie. Honey, what did you think about the movie?
I didn't like it.
Oh, well,
there's a lot of triggers in there, so if you guys love animals and whales and stuff like that, just be aware that it might trigger you. Yeah, I think that they could
we don't want to give any.
better.
Yeah, we don't want to give any spoilers, honey.
Well, I'm just giving my point of view since you asked. It's just a lot of triggers, so just be mindful.
All right. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, I like the movie for what it is. I wish the ScreenX was a little bit more in focus just on the left and right side. As far as that, I know Angelica loved that aspect of it because it kind of caught her off guard. Originally, I had no idea it filled up both sides of the walls with the ScreenX. But I wish I could show you guys more video footage of that, but obviously for copyright reasons, and it's a brand new movie, we don't want to get hit with anything. But they have an uphill battle, and I'm really concerned that they may not be able to do the numbers that they are projected to do, simply because ticket sales have dropped. And I remember this movie came out, people saw this movie 3 or 4 times. I don't hear too much about that, and I'm seeing a lot of empty theaters. You guys can check it out. Go on Fandango, go on AMC's website, go on Cinemark, and just look at the showtimes right before the movie starts, and they're completely empty. So again, guys, this is the Adventure Channel. I wanted to give you guys our 2 cents. We hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, and we will catch you later. Bye-bye. Peace out. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Also, before we officially go, I wanted to add on this little bit of information. I know a lot of people were impressed and really happy with the movie Wakanda Forever. And I know we didn't get a chance to do a review on that one, but I definitely wanted to say that I think that movie was definitely short-sighted by what it could have accomplished, especially comparing Avatar or a movie like Avatar in its water scenes compared to the Submariner, the Tokatan civilization that they portrayed in Wakanda Forever. And reason why I say that is because you have Submariner, who was originally coming from the city of Atlantis. And that civilization was equal in terms of might and power and technology to Wakanda. And we didn't get that in Wakanda Forever. And so I've seen a lot of critics out there. I've seen a lot of people praising Wakanda Forever. And honestly, I can't give it its due for one reason and one reason only. And that is when you look at maybe the top 5, top 10 of underwater sequences and stuff. And if you are happy, impressed with how Avatar looks underwater, there's no way you could be impressed with Wakanda Forever in its water scenes. I mean, it definitely doesn't compare in cinematography, technology, and it's like it was thrown together. And the reason why I wanted to mention that in regards to this movie is because if you're going to use a movie like this, Avatar, as let's say the status quo in terms of how underwater scenes should be shot, then you have this sequence in where people are happy and will give stellar reviews because they see something. But I'll give you an example. There was a movie, if you guys are familiar with Justice League. I have friends of mine who said, hey, Justice League was awesome when it came out, the Joss Whedon version. And then, they got upset, bothered when people would say, no, the movie didn't look too well. And honestly didn't care. I accepted it for what it was. And then, of course, they saw the Snyder Cut. And then they were really enthused about the Snyder Cut. Like if you have people compare it to, they're like, oh no, the Snyder Cut was much better. But the thing is, they won't give you an honest answer when the original version came out. And I'm really using that to compare this scenario. You'll have people that will give Wakanda Forever a pass. But then if you were to compare the underwater sequences and what Submariner, could offer in that movie compared to Avatar, it doesn't hold a candle. It's basically like the Whedon cut versus the Snyder cut. People never like to say anything negative or really critique it from that point. They just accept it for what it is. But when they see the true essence of what they can really get, then they start to really see the light in terms of critiquing some of the movies, giving a review, and how it could have been better. Personally, I think Wakanda Forever was shot, that it was not top rated, and it lacked a lot of what it could have accomplished. And Avatar shows what could have been based on a missed opportunity. I think Aquaman did a fantastic job as far as its underwater sequences for what it has to offer. But I don't know if it was in the budget, but I just felt like Wakanda Forever, when you look at Avatar and other underwater movies, that it was just thrown together. There was no attention to detail, and it wasn't given its due. So I definitely just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. That was one of the points that I wanted to mention earlier. But I wanted you guys to get a better understanding of how I see things here on the channel, doing some movie reviews, because it's true. I mean, there's no way you can see Avatar and see maybe a movie like Wakanda Forever, where you look at the water sequences for Submariner and put them in the same league. And we get shortchanged when we see movies like that, but people are willing to just accept it for what it is and not point out those certain flaws. So again, you guys have a Merry Christmas, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.